before onto the front straightaway.
You got some room to let the car go out, but it just keep on going. It's the problem. Turn 2's tight. You come off the 2, you got to keep pinching it down. Turn 3 and 4 here, you can run off that corner. Got a little bit of a D shape to it, but you got to be careful because that thing will take off with you. It picks up so much speed.
Hey, there's another hometown hero at top of your picture. Number 44, Buckshot Jones, University of Georgia grad there, driving for the Petties.
And this whole group, the whole Petty group, we talked about it last week in Las Vegas. They just keep getting a little better, little better. They've got 1 year under their belt with the Dodge program. And you know, I think the whole crew chief driver relationship over there with these guys, Buckshot Jones, his crew chief, Bryant Fraser, is starting to come together. But Mike Eggy Engines, especially at a place like this where you're on the throttle so much, I think that's been a big plus for these guys.
That and just a little bit of confidence. Once you get confidence in your crew and your crew chief, in your car, it makes all the difference in the world of how you perform on the racetrack.
Hang on to it, man. We'll get you. Bad. Clear.
Spotter's so important here. You're just running so fast, and Darrell, the driver's in there with that full face helmet, headrest on both sides, head and neck restraint devices. I mean, he's your pair of eyes for getting around this racetrack, especially in traffic.
Yeah, you have very little peripheral vision now. That's why all the drivers are going to the little side mirrors. I know people say, well, what about blocking? That's just product of Daytona and Talladega. Don't see that here. Same cars, same drivers.
Oh, look at Tony Stewart, that 20. Drive that thing on the outside getting into 3.
He's outside.
For the lead.
And this is where the pit stop put Dale Jr. up there because he got fresh tires on. But the best car will prevail. Tony's got a great car. He handles good the whole run all the way through his pit stop.
Stewart leads Earnhardt Jr., Busch, Nadeau, and Craven. You're watching Winston Cup Racing on Fox, presented by Home Depot.
NASCAR Winston Cup Series on Fox, presented by Home Depot, is brought to you by AT&T Long Distance. Let your long distance be unlimited. By Miller Lite. Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time. By RE/MAX. Outstanding agents, outstanding results. And by Viagra. Ask your doctor if Viagra is right for you.
Something you'll only see on Fox. The most outrageous boxing event ever, Celebrity Boxing. 70s sitcom stars face off. Ex-Partridge Danny Bonaducci battles ex-Brady Barry Williams. Skating scandal queen Tanya Harding takes on tabloid temptress Paula Jones. Not making this up. 80s rapper Vanilla Ice will battle different strokes bad boy Todd Bridges. Real stars, real fights. No kidding. No, Celebrity Boxing on Fox.
Hey, how about Walker and Hammond?
Hey, well, let me and Hammond get in the ring together.
Come on, baby.
All right.
I've been waiting all these years to get a piece of you.
Oh, yeah. Well, you don't want to mess with me, baby. You know better than that.
Tune in Wednesday at 9, 8 Central. Only on Fox.
While you were trying to tell me how you was going to whip me, I done knocked you out. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. That's why they call me Darrell Lee.
Meanwhile,
back at the ranch,
103 laps are complete, and Tony Stewart's lead on Kurt Busch. Now 0.6 of a second. Dale Earnhardt Jr., Ricky Craven, Jerry Nadeau, the front 5, and then a pretty good gap back to Bill Elliott, Matt Kenseth, Sterling Marlin, and the 2 rookies, Jimmy Johnson, Ryan Newman, still 9th and 10th.
Hanging tough. Long way to go, boys. Just calm down.
There's Jerry Nadeau.
Air pressure back in and raise the right side track bar. Yeah, you still the third best car out there, so just keep hanging on. This Craven and the 20 car is better, so hang in there.
He's got he may be fast, but he's still on top of that wheel. He's got his hands full. And what he talked to him about was raising the track bar, and that's the bar in the rear that keeps the rear end in the center. And they'll be able to raise the right rear. Let me show you with our little animation right here. What they want to do, they want to raise the track bar. Now, the 2 top poles are where you adjust wedge, but the lower right rear is where they adjust the track bar. You can go up or down with it. So put the wrench in there. Now, they're actually lowering it in our animation right here, and when you lower it, it actually, what we call, lowers the roll center. It will tighten the car up. But he wants his track bar raised up that will help the car turn from the middle of the corner off. What he's telling him, put the air pressure back. I don't like that change, but raise my track bar to help me turn off the corner.
A lot of times what you have to do on a race car to get the effect you want, to get the feel you want, is a combination of changes. Track bar, air pressure, wedge. All three of those things are going to affect the car differently, and you're trying to correct the car for different things that it's doing on different places in the track.
And where I found the track bar probably makes the biggest difference is right in the center and off the corner, on the exit of the corner on the throttle.
Just think about the track bar. The higher up in the chassis it goes, the more the car will roll over.
And there are some notes.
And the lower the track bar goes, the less the car will roll over.
And normally one round, they have it wrote right there, one round on the track bar equals a 1/4 inch either up or down.
Or we just put more right front air pressure. Jerry, now don't worry about what you got to do right now. We know we got a problem. We're going to work on it. Just keep doing what you got to do, buddy. You're still running good time.
Jerry Nadeau's
And that's Tony Furr and his crew chief. And Tony Furr, that's what you have to do as a crew chief. Jerry's out there, remember, he's out there racing. He don't like the way his car's driving, but Tony's trying to say him, look, we're going to work on it. Let's look at our Fox tracks here. This is Tony Stewart, Kurt Busch running in second in the 97 car. There it is. Right there in the middle of the corner. They were pretty equal to each other. You see Kurt Busch got a good run off turn 4 down the front stretch right here.
Two pretty equal race cars, actually.
They are pretty equal. It's like maybe one has a little advantage getting in the corner. Tony looks like he can get in a little better, but right here in the middle of the corner, Kurt has an advantage on the throttle coming off the corner.
And you notice Tony Stewart's up on the outside, which, you know, he's been around the bottom pretty much, but he's been on, I don't know if Kurt forced him up there and he can't get down, but that's been his best line, is around the bottom.
And not only are they at the front, they're the two fastest cars on the racetrack right now.
Well, yeah, and Craven and Dale Jr. are right back here, not too far behind him, and Nadeau's not too far behind him, so they're not getting away from anybody, and this side-by-side racing is slowing them down, and it's letting Craven and Dale Jr. catch back up. That's okay. I like side-by-side racing, and I like to see them guys catch back up.
Another great battle there as Newman comes toward the front against Dale Jarrett and Ward Burton.
That's a battle for 11th position. Ward Burton has been steadily working his way toward the front through this whole race. Well, he started back in 28th, Darrell.
Remember here last year, his teammate Dave Blaney had an awesome car.
Yes.
Could have won this race. And now that this is Ward in the same, you know, probably got the same notes. Steve, what do you know anything about that?
Hey, Darrell, you know, earlier in the broadcast, you talked about how this track has lost grip. Well, right now, Ryan Newman's problem is, he just told crew chief Matt Borland, I haven't figured this out. I don't have any grip right now, and he's going to hold on to the next pit stop.
Well, it's probably, Larry, you need to look at your track temperature, because I'm thinking it's probably warmed up quite a bit.
And here's Ricky Craven, who's climbed right up to Kurt Busch.
And that's all a product of those guys racing each other. That allowed him to close up on Tony and Kurt. And look out there, Casey.
Casey Atwood in the 7 car right there. Boy, we got us a battle for second place right now. Looking like we're going to have a battle for the lead here shortly.
Dale Jr.'s lurking right back here behind him.
Ricky Craven, he's one of the few cars running the high line at both ends of the racetrack. And that's not unusual for Ricky.
He does the same way he runs Rockingham. If you call back to Rockingham, he's right up against that outside retaining wall.
And Darrell, the way this race has unfolded, I know this is a much faster track, but it reminds me a lot of Rockingham.
Yeah.
Drivers, if they can hug the bottom, they will.
Yeah.
If they can't, they go all the way to the top to run.
Yeah, and that's what I love about this new tire. You just think about last week. Last week, we had the best racing I've ever seen at Las Vegas. 3 wide, side by side. People said that was a boring racetrack. That wasn't a boring racetrack.
No.
And look at them today. They're all over this place.
Well, and we talk about the new tire and what it is. It's a harder compound. We heard Ryan Newman talk about grip. The harder compound, it don't have the grip that those old tires had. When we had those real grippy soft tires, everybody ran around the bottom of the racetrack. Now you can move the cars around.
Those soft tires ruined racing because everybody just wanted to run around the bottom.
Kurt Busch, Tony Stewart, Ricky Craven. 3 cars under a blanket. 15 lead changes so far. This year we had 20 at Daytona, 17 at Rockingham, and 21 lucky number lead changes at Las Vegas. 15 already here today.
Ricky Craven is getting such a run off the corner. He took second to place way off turn 2 back there off of Kurt Busch on the 97 car. Look at him pull up on Tony Stewart here as they come off turn 4.
But there's Dale Jr., and he just keeps closing it down as well. His car's come back to him. Hey, overhead. Cool. This is when you can see who's doing what. You can see who's gassing it and who isn't.
And look at the dark lines. One way at the top of the track and one way at the bottom.
Oh, yeah, and we didn't have, this track was white from about the middle of the track all the way up when this race started. So we've laid down some rubber.
116 laps, Tony Stewart, Ricky Craven, Kurt Busch. Battle for the lead. Dale Earnhardt Jr. closing in. And then Jerry Nadeau, the 5th place car, about 3 seconds back. Matt Kenseth is 5 seconds off the lead.
NASCAR Winston Cup Series on Fox, presented by Home Depot, is brought to you by Beechwood Aged Budweiser, with the crisp, clean, and refreshing taste known only to the king of beers.
Tony Stewart, Ricky Craven, and Kurt Busch continue to battle for the lead at 121 laps. Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s faded back 1 second from that group. Then Nadeau, Kenseth, Bill Elliott, the pole sitter, and rookie Jimmy Johnson.
Bill Elliott's hanging in there pretty well. You know, start on pole, and he's just kind of riding along in the top 10. Dale Jarrett's moved up to 10th. Some of the boys are just kind of hanging around. They know it's a long race.
You know, let's talk about a guy that started in 19th. Normally we're talking about him a lot because he's up there at the front of the field. I think that those couple of pit stops really made a difference for him. Jeff Gordon in the 24 car, he's up to 13th. I mean, he's got a new streak going. After Bobby Hamilton fell out at Las Vegas last week, now Jeff Gordon holds a streak of 34 consecutive races without a DNF. But Jeff Hammond, you and I had a conversation this morning with Robbie Loomis. And Robbie Loomis, he gave us some pretty good insight on what he feels about his driver, Jeff Gordon.
Yes, he did, Larry. I mean, and I was very impressed with the fact that he said that Jeff Gordon, in his opinion, is probably one of the most appreciative guys he's ever been around. Whenever they win, he's always very humble about it, very appreciative of the fact that the guys on the crew work so hard, and he's very conscious of the fact of how hard the guys work, and he brings out the best in all his guys because of his attitude.
And you know what he also told us also is when you go to a racetrack with Jeff Gordon, it don't matter if it's a half-mile flat track, a super speedway, or road course, you know if you get your stuff right that you can walk away as the winner of that race.
Exactly right, Larry. And I think one other thing I found real interesting, we got a lead change going on here right now as Kurt Busch is trying to go underneath the 20 car of Tony Stewart down into 1.
Boy, Jeff, I don't know if you can see that pass or not, but Busch, he just about lost it. He got up against that slow car, and he was really fishtailing out of turn 4.
You know, Darrell, I think we need to talk about that, too, as we get it. We're working through these traffic. The rate of gain here at Atlanta is so incredible. As they come up here on this slow car, you can see it's Mike Skinner.
Watch this.
Just about runs out of real estate.
Watch you. He's just trying to slide in there, and there's just not enough room. And, buddy, that could have been disastrous right there. That could have taken all 3 of them out. But you know what that is, Jeff? That's that rookie stuff. That's that impatient. Didn't want to wait.
Getting in a hurry sometimes, and that's where the spotter really needs to get on him and tell him, look what lap it is, big guy. Calm down, follow the man for a little bit, and save your race car. You can win this race.
Yeah, not only could he have wrecked, but you beat the fenders in on the thing, and it's not going to handle right.
Yeah, don't call me on the radio and all of a sudden say my car's pushing after what you just did.
Now, Mike Skinner came to pit road, as did Bobby Hamilton. Skinner was too fast entering, so he's held for 15 seconds in his pit by the NASCAR official. Next week, that rule will change as far as speeding on pit road. The enforcement, the penalty, is going to be different. It won't be a stop and go. It's going to be a pass down pit road at pit road speed rather than having to stop in your pit and being held.
Now, I was under the impression, Mike, and I'm